We're observing people at the Skoglin reunion on July 30th, 83 at St. Olaf Church Retreat.
Wake up, Gary. We never told you
Hey, we'll introduce ourselves before we start. We're Anna Mae and Irvin Pritchard.
I'm Lars Swenson. This is my wife Lena.
Hi, Lena.
I don't know if I can top that or not, but we're Harlan and Ethel.
This is Mr. Ellingson. They're related to us on the Ellingson side. I used to be an Ellingson. This is my cousin. And it was their son and daughter-in-law that cooked the supper for us tonight. Okay, we're going to try this now. Like
we have to listen very carefully to hear the tape, so we know what to do.
Now to be quiet.
So if you can try to be quiet, otherwise we'll goof up, and that'll be our excuse.
And we sure wouldn't want to do that. Turn it up loud.
Hello there. More. Wow.
This is the third one.
Let's get back way over here.
Oh, I see. Okay, play it on until we get first two, yeah.
I think Norman should call it. You know it by now.
Skip that one.
I got that, Dave, over there. That's pretty good.
Where's the third one? Get that.
Yeah, here. That's the last
Boy, look at that. Oh, about that.
them they're a $50 pair of golf pins. So I gotta keep them. Yeah. Don't say a thing. That was a nice thing. You know what? She told me these are a $50 pair of golf pins.
Really? Maybe they fit her. I bet they were marked down.
Yeah, I'd say.
They probably had to pay her to take them. But you know, oh, I know.
Oh, yeah, they were.
Yeah, they do. We look bad enough. That was something.
Wouldn't understand that game. He thought he was getting reward already. Yeah, he confused that mistake. Pretty hard to be able to signal somehow.
He's gonna get all wet?
He had to signal about 9 minutes.
I'm
gonna wear these.
Well, whatever.
That was pretty. The square root is 9. Here you go, Eileen.
You didn't have the square root of either one.
That'll be good. Maybe we should mow down over there and get a picture for you. You could probably make a little picture.
Yeah, well, the baby. And you bring it at 3 years old. Could make it real. And then 3 years later, bring it back and show you
St. Olaf Retreat Building out by, on Creole Bay. A really nice place to have a meeting where we had our Skoglin family reunion.
Oh no, he's taking pictures over there.
You're on TV now. See there?
And Janet said she ran off the pickup too. I wasn't the only stupid one.
Where's Jessica?
Oh! In the pickup.
Dad, Grandpa, you look through your. You take a picture.
His grandpa, this isn't.
Well, picks up everything you just told me. Picks up the sound.
He, well, I'm not going back on tour.
The guy that does it, you know, professionally. I mean, you know, steals all the art and everything.
Well, no, actually.
You know, if Ivan Scotland's left,
He's right up here. I just talked to him.
That's got a zoom on it.
Get over here. Where'd Alice go?
Can you see us? Can you see it? You're probably scared. Here, stand up right like that. That's good.
We gotta see.
Okay, here, you can go right.
David should be over with that side.
No, that's it.
I was written, I would say that.
Come on, can you see? Get yourself out. Get yourself right there. How's that?
Yeah, now Don is kind of here.
Don is
I can't take the closer.
Oh,
Husband here.
It sure looks pretty when you strip over
Yeah,
your
I'm sure.
There we go.
Who are we supposed to look at?
Look at that guy laughing over there by the window.
By that guy over there? This guy.
That guy in the picture. He's the one to keep your eye on.
What's this other fellow doing over here?
Okay, just stand down.
I'm just having fun.
And you just crank the crank there, wait, and it'll come out.
Hey, Don, what do you like on your feet?
Wait.
There we go.
See you on TV.
We're going to be on TV? Another one?
Yeah, one more.
One more.
One more.
We have an educational channel for you.
I don't know what's so funny about this crew. Look at him laughing.
Don't worry.
Funny story if you've seen all this.
Okay.
Are we done?
Ariel's coming up to focus.
What's he was doing? I
See everyone again.
2 years ago, we got Grandma Ida. What is it? Bertie or two from Iowa? What's their names now? All sisters?
Boy, I don't know. The ones from Ida Grove?
I guess I can't think of names right offhand, but it'll be Grandma Ida and why can't I think of
On Oliver's side.
Why can't I think of the name of all of the sisters and all? But anyway, we've interviewed them for about.
You let us know. Let me know when you're going to take it.
Okay, please. John, look this way. I'm going to do one more. Wait till I see if I cut the heads off so I know if I
And you pointed at here. And now you're taking her picture. See? Show this to you some other time, see? Next reunion or something.
Somebody told me they'd seen me on movies. I wonder who was that?
David.
Here's how they do it. They start out.
Oh, okay.
Did you get cherries?
Should we get more chairs to put in here?
For the kids to get
Get in there.
Here they're laughing.
Oh boy. Yanni.
Yes, we are.
Now I got you again. Hey, what's your name?
Scott.
Scott? What's your last name?
Huckleberry.
So you have to remember who my little photographer was. So.
Yes, I did.
Is that your...
Now my hair all right. That's all right.
I'm sorry. That's it. That's when they're Bye, Grandma. Bye. You're right.
Hi. Not a new camera.
A new one?
Oh no. We've got several hours of you on this one. Remember, we interviewed you a couple of years ago, and that's still on the same tape.
With you and Netta?
You and Netta and Hazel, and Vernon and Harlan and
Is that long tape?
Irvin and Anna Mae.
Yeah, it's a long one. They played back on TV.
So we're
Is
adding
it
on.
any good then?
Oh yes, and so we're adding on the same tape. So now we proved you were here too. We got you on picture again. See?
And you can put the film back in again?
You betcha.
Which we're taking one now and I'm
Yeah, we're taking a view.
Sneaker.
You betcha. That's the way to do it.
We're going to take a picture of Grandma and Ida over here too now pretty
Good.
quick.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
They want you
They
up by
were the founders of all this.
Should I take your...
Yeah, that's the word. You guys forced us to be together.
Stand right behind her.
Grandma, can you show me this one? Yeah, look at where they make those. Over here. Okay. Wow, Grandma. This way, Grandma.
I think you better goose her a little bit.
Smile after you. Smile after Get her over there. Look this way, Grandma.
Make a Marilyn story.
Joanne, come on, Grandma. I'm gonna take this. This will warm up. Oh, wait just 1 second. I think my batteries are down. Never mind, I think my batteries are down. It's not working. I got extra batteries. No. David, no.
Gee, look at that. 10 hours a day in the dishpan, huh?
Yeah.
Gosh. At least we can look at you on TV tomorrow now, anyway.
Well, that's going to be really pleasant.
Yes, it is.
You can quit any time.
Only trouble, I take pictures in the mirror, I'm going to get myself on it too.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's very good. You do that. Should I'll stand here and then you can see yourself.
Sure, there we get to both be on the
Yeah.
picture together, see? That's interesting.
Yeah.
See, no matter how, you can't even get away from it, you know. So I got you from both sides. So.
Now wait till Lester comes in. You're going to ruin your camera.
Second cook, huh?
He's right after you.
You don't see me working very often. You gotta get a good picture.
Here, I got some more crackers. Oh, she's got crackers.
Hey, Chrissy. Hey, Chrissy. You like that red light that's blinking out in front?
I don't have it either.
Wait, bye-bye. Say bye-bye.
That a girl.
Can you walk pretty in here?
That a girl.
You want those?
Let's see. Can Chrissy walk?
I'll go and see if I can find some cheese curds. I'll go and see if I can find some.
Oh boy.
Okay, I'll go look at the top. Chrissy! Hi, Chrissy! No, Chrissy, come on.
On the top one.
Okay, I'll go look at the top.
Behind her.
Come on.
You know, you just don't know, but
I'll go see if I can find it. What?
I know.
Right over the top? You think it's right over the top?
And then go right over there.
Come on. No. She's close. It's right over the top of the trailer. She knows her time. Look where you're doing it. Look how she's going. No. The kids are still here.
Oh, you're going to crawl on your knees?
Crawl on her.
She's up at her haunches.
Got it.
Boy, that was a nice grandma to let you out of there, wasn't it?
pretty nice ground around here.
Close to the table.
Yeah, flies are the worst.
Oh, there.
Right.
Well, now, I talked to Annie this morning.
Go back to Judy here. You walk uphill, maybe that's easier than down.
Come on.
I do have enough work with this.
Walk to Jody once.
Oh, yeah, there's always
Jody, ever walk
something to do.
you?
It's not
Hold that
always
can
just-
top.
It's not the 4 days without.
Oh, bye.
No.
Chrissy,
Chrissy, look at Judy.
look at Auntie got.
They've got
Look
they've
at-
been doing a lot.
Want some pop?
Of course, there's a lot of things that have to be
Come
done
on.
in between times that aren't
There she goes.
Look at her.
That hand's gotta go. When she starts walking, she's gotta have
Oh,
that.
nummy.
hand.
We'll give it back to Grandma.
Come on.
Oh, they're really bright.
See that hand?
Oh.
Up you go, up there you go.
Look at that.
Up you go.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. Come on. I never drank the sugar water the first day. She just hasn't been doing that well.
You're going the wrong way. Isn't that right? It's wetter the other way. Well, look what we've got here. All the bathing beauties.
Oh no. Oh no.
Look at that.
They got
We've got Paul and Amy and Missy.
Where's Amy?
She's gone.
Should we go out there some more, Amy? Get the bathing bodies! Get that one bathing body! Where? Oh. Here comes ugly Randy. No, just kidding, just kidding. Just kidding.
You got a great idea.
Randy!
Hey, look behind you.
Oh, yeah. Get
Wait.
Why don't you tell me when you're gonna push us out? Oh, your foot's covered. I'm gonna let go. Well, lift up. You do until your aching body. Don't you dare, Randy. I'll take a look. No, don't. I went topless. You're a chicken too. What do you mean? You're a chicken too. Get your foot out of there. I'd go out there if someone big around me. Well, yeah. There's nobody big around you. Here. So what would you say? Okay. Only a crothead. All right, Donnie. Full brain. I suppose I should get back.
Better watch it, Paul.
Yeah.
He's being recorded.
Help me.
Well, get it. There you beauties go.
Oh,
There you fishes go. And I'll find that Paul. Here he is. He's hid behind there. Now I'll get him over here.
You're a candid camera, Paul. Here comes Amy. Look, I got a race going on here.
Huh? I don't want to be on camera. Better watch out, Randy. We're going to be on camera. Or else you like that staying underneath. Uh-oh. I water skiing these things.
That was a fun ride, though, wasn't it?
That's good.
Where were you when I was out there?
You must have been around that lake twice.
Go wait on a Ziva Pass.
Right away around.
Mom, Mommy, Daddy,
Good.
We saw Devil's Lake from the inside out.
That's the way to do it.
Don't so cool.
You're right, Paul.
We're in no hurry.
That's today. Don't have any minnows.
Never catch any fish out of your pen?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the way.
Might as well tell a big lie.
I see with all your fishing rods out there, you must be catching some.
Not true, John.
Who else do you need, Don?
Hang on, guys. Yeah. Harlan, you've got a smile now.
Wait, Evelyn.
Wait a minute, Craig. Want a shot after this. Can you get a little cozier? Oh, yeah. Squeeze her in. Marlon is loving here. Marlon. That's the whole work.
Something tells me I just ran out of fellow.
Okay, right here now.
Why didn't you do it?
I'll take it with Harold. How's it feel?
Right after ours.
It has to recycle. It'll recycle one side. A little light dog, a little light dog. Little light dog. Okay, good.
Have you been taking pictures this whole time?
Why don't you holler?
She was in his way. He's taking pictures.
I'm afraid he's gonna have a few bags.
Sorry about that.
Did you get it?
That guy that runs around with her family.
Hey, Don. Don. 6. Hey. That's good. That's good.
What do you do? More than one shot, huh?
Skoglin, 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 Pagan reunion. This is, let's see, what number reunion is this one? What was it last time? Yeah, it does. Up at the top. Doesn't it say 80?
Well, I'll read it. We shut it off. We'll find it. Oh, yeah.
I thought it said at the top of the minutes what.
I can see this on the other one. Maybe that's what I saw. Anybody have any idea how long this has been going on?
My daughter gave me strict orders.
Okay, we have been having them approximately every 3 years, but this year got thrown out the year because we changed it on account of the St. Olaf Centennial. It should officially be next year. Okay, I'm Jean Helgeson Olson. Hazel is my mom. Christina was my grandma. And Halvard was my great-grandfather. That's how I'm connected with this. And Jane Ellingson Holtz back there. She and I and Patty, your sister, are the ones that signed that letter, that famous letter you got last spring. And they are Ida Ellingson's granddaughters. And we've been having quite a time trying to explain to some of these young kids how they're related in this reunion. And Corey, my son, who has known Tracy Holge for a long, long time, said today, "Am I related to her mom?" So you can see how interested the teenagers are. They can't get it quite straight here. All he said to me was when we came, he says, "Well, I know this isn't an Olsen reunion." Okay, I'll have my mom read the minutes from the last reunion that we had.
Okay, the Skoglin Hagen reunion was held Sunday, June 29, 1986 in Mayville, North Dakota at the Senior Citizen Center. Registration and coffee was at 10 o'clock. Dinner was served at 12:30 by the Mayville area relatives. A collection was taken to help with the expenses for the preparation of the meal and the other miscellaneous things bought. Donna Stokey, Leroy Stokey's daughter, played a piano solo during the dinner hour. Mrs. Harold Arlene Tested called the business meeting to order right after the dinner. Business discussed was whether or not we should continue on with the reunion. It was discussed that we should and that the reunion be held at the same time as the St. Olaf Church 100th anniversary, which is in 2 years. Harlan Helgeson and Anna Mae Pritchard were elected to be in charge of arrangements. Gifts were given to the oldest member, the youngest, and from the farthest away. The oldest member was Nora Skoglin. The youngest was Rachel, the daughter of Donna and Vic Foxton, Moorhead, Minnesota. And from the furthest away was Lois and Richard Miller of Newark, California. After expenses were taken care of, there was a $5 balance, which was added to the 100 left from the 1983 reunion, which leaves $105 to use in the next reunion in 1988. 79 people attended this 1986 reunion. Respectfully submitted by Dagmar Joel, Secretary. P.S. 2 40th anniversaries were acknowledged. Mr. and Mrs. Shirley Tested and Curtis and Lila Hagen.
Okay, you've heard the minutes. Are there any corrections or additions? If not, then they stand approved as read. We will not be passing the hat this year because we will have enough money, it looks like, for whoever gets the privilege of planning the next reunion. And maybe we should decide right now where that is going to be. and when? Won't everybody talk at once? Now, I don't know if you want to plan it 3 years from now, or do you want to plan it 4 years from now because we moved up on the years, or what do you want to do? And I guess officially it should go back to the east part of the state, right? Isn't that standard procedure?
Not me. I got the good glad word from my daughters, don't volunteer me. Well, I will do it this time. I did last time. I'll do it this time.
Well, first of all, let's have a show of hands of the number of people that want to have another reunion in 3 years. Somebody counting here? Okay, how many want to have it in 4 years?
Might not be here.
How many don't want to have another one at all? Well, it looks like we want to have another one in 3 years. Now the question is, who wants to be responsible for it? And where do you want to have it? 3 years will be 1991. Scary, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm sure they run over to somebody. Good, yeah.
But you can telephone better. Somebody up in your area.
Yeah, working together like that.
While I'm thinking about it, I just would like to make a comment. I think that catered meal is an excellent idea to avoid having the people there have to do all that cooking and so forth. And I don't feel that anybody objects to catered meal.
No, it's not any problem. It's catered meal, but you might not get.
No, I personally feel that's the route to go in a catered meal because
That wouldn't be the easiest thing to do in Mayville. You might not be able to get it catered in 3 years' time.
it's not.
Well, no. The lady that I work for, she just doesn't really like to take on things like that on a Sunday because it requires having a lot of help.
Saturday would be
On Saturday, we're all retired.
Then you have to have that all spoken for really early.
Well, we got 3 years.
That would be a problem.
Saturday, yeah.
Leroy, did I hear you volunteer to be the chairman for the next one? Mr. and Mrs. Hagan? Well, I'll tell you what, whoever decides that they want to be the chairman, then that's strictly up to you, and the rest of us have to go along with it. I mean, maybe not everybody liked what Jane and Patty and I did either, but I mean, that's what we have chairmen for.
You should ask how many want to have on Saturday or Sunday, which day you prefer.
Saturday.
Okay, how many prefer it on Saturday?
Saturday, you're supposed to rest. No, you're right.
Okay, Sunday. Oh, well, looks like Saturday wins.
Somebody should be filling that catering job down there because the catering becomes more popular all the time. Yeah, something might happen in 3 years. Yeah, somebody should be buying that off.
Why don't we select a person from there and a person from here and then let them decide?
Okay, you heard the suggestion. How does that sound? Who wants to be the person from there and who wants to be the person from here?
I
Yeah, it is hard to get together. You want to come up, use the mic? Maybe you do it.
Garbage over there?
Yes?
The Stalkies and Jagans will really contact people down there. So you choose someone to come here. Okay.
For just a contact. For just contact.
At what time will they be?
You said it.
Any particular time?
You just said it, and we just have to adjust.
Yeah, I think that's the best deal. You just go ahead and say it's going to be in Mayville, North Dakota, at whatever time.
Everybody anyway, so just set the date and we work around it.
March 31st.
I won't be
Okay, so we have Mr. and Mrs. Hagan and Kay and Leroy. And Ines. Well, Ines, you can be the boss, okay? Okay, thank you for volunteering. Okay, in case you're wondering why there's some Helgeson sprinkled in here this year, we usually have a CK Helgeson reunion. And because of the St. Olaf Centennial, and a lot of the Helgesons are Skoglins too, we decided that we would have it this year and sneak in here instead of having it next year. So we have Lillian with us, and Donna May and her husband and daughter, and Allison Elford, and then also my dad's sister from Tacoma, Washington is here, and I'd like to introduce her, Ella Nyhus. Stand up, Ella. We have a few prizes to give away before we go into our program. Jane, you want to come up and tell me what we're giving away here and what we're going to do? Okay, we have a prize for the youngest one that's present today. Who is the youngest one present? I think we lost all the kids today. It's Churi Hansen, the youngest one.
Churi's the youngest one and the cutest too. Lift her up so you know.
Okay, I think the one that came the farthest last time came the farthest this time too. Is that right, Lois?
I don't know. We came twice as far this time because we drove through Canada.
Did anybody come from farther away than Lois?
Where's Lois?
There she is. Tell us where you're at.
San Francisco, California. Right near San Francisco.
Anybody here from Hawaii?
Not lately. I think just under 2,000 miles from here, it's 2,100 on Iowa.
Oh, I think you got it.
Let's start requesting your gift. Lois, you can start
Take it all off for the next 10 years.
Okay, now the last prize that we're giving away is for the oldest person present. Okay, how old is Ida?
Oh, Ida's 93.
How old are you?
93 in August.
Did she beat you, Nettie? Did she beat you, Nettie? Okay, Ida is the oldest one present.
Ida.
Did you get a picture of the youngest and the oldest there? Yeah.
Okay. Also, if you notice, the family tree that used to be on the paper has been redone and put on the cloth, and that was done by Geneva's daughter, Donna, from Moorhead. And we will need to do some adding to that. So if you look over the tree and you see something that's missing, please let us know so that it can be added on there. Okay, there is paper up there. And also, if some of you have changed your addresses from last time, we'd like to have an update in the file on your address too, please. Okay, we got a box here that's got, your name should be in here alphabetically, and if you need to have a change, take a card from the back. And if your name isn't in here at all, please put it in. And I think we should give Ida a hand for being the old one resident. I think we should have a picture of Donna. Donna, what is that on you?
Yeah, Donna's gone.
They made a picture already. Okay, is there any other business to be brought up at this time? After our program, will the Helgesons please stick around for just a short meeting so we can decide when we want to have our next meeting? Okay, we have a musical selection from Mr. David Neely today, I believe. Is that right, Dave?
You gotta get the piano back there.
Can we uncover that?
You betcha.
Yeah, we'll get some music.
Okay, this is a song called No Night There. In the land of fadeless day lies a city foursquare. It shall never pass away, and there is no night there. God shall wipe away all tears. There's no death, no pain, nor fears, and they count not time by years, for there is no night there. All the gates of pearl are made in the city foursquare. All the streets with gold are laid, and there is no night there. The gate shall never close to the city four square. There life's crystal river flows, and there is no night there. God shall wipe away all tears. There's no death, no pain nor fears, and they count not time by years, for there is no night there. There they need no sunshine bright in that city four square, for the Lamb is all the light, and there is no night there. God shall wipe away all tears. There's no death, no pain nor fears, and they count not time by years, for there is no night there.
Maybe you want to just stand up and take a stretch. I got to just take a few minutes to set up my projector and everything. So Marilyn, stand up and dress a little bit. I want to give you just a little introduction to history first and why we're up. You know, I tell many people, 7 or 8 years ago, anybody that got interested in the family genealogy, I thought they were just a little bit out of balance, you know. But we started getting into this, our son first, and really it was 5 years ago over here at this reunion over at Devil's Lake. It really struck the spark. Our son Dean found the address here. Can we shut off some of these lights, maybe?
Yeah, and we'll just carry it over here.
Okay, here we go. I don't know if you can see that or not, but our son Dean found the address of this one Helgi Skoglin in Norway, and he wrote a letter to him after that reunion in 1983, and about a year later, in April of '85, he got a letter back, and that was the spark that trust, because Horstein Skoglin, which lives in Norway in the old farm there now, followed back to our son, and that was such an inspiring and stirring letter to us that we decided that we were going to Norway in 1987. But we never did hear back from him. It just took forever to hear back. We wrote to him, our son wrote to him, and everything else. But as it ended up, we decided to go anyway. And about a week before we got to leave for Norway, we did get a letter back from him, and we'll show you that as we go on with the slides here. What I've got here, and again, I'm going to be showing this a couple of times, and I've talked to some of you about it already. I just like to start out with that. Well, maybe Lynn would have something general to share here to start off with.
Well, on the table up in front, I have some gifts placed there that these were given to us by some of the relatives, some that were direct Skoglins and some of the relatives. They were very, very gracious to us. They fed us, they toured us around. And so these are some of the gifts that they gave us to bring back. And so they're up here on the table. Then we fixed up a photo book up here of relatives in Norway that we've taken pictures of and labeled them. Also correspondence that I've been corresponding with 2 young ladies, 17 and 18. Also, I sent Christmas cards last year, and I struggled in Norwegian. I had about 8 weeks crash course before we went. So they were very gracious to my badly worded Norwegian. As you all know, the verbs are on the end of the words and so forth. So, but in their letters or Christmas cards that they sent back to us, and I tried to interpret them the best I could. And so you can just look through that book up there and then take a look at some of the gifts up there.
Yeah, I might add, if you have any questions as we go along, just speak up, and I'll also add, feel free to get up and go out and leave. I don't want to bore anyone with slides, but I likewise want to answer any questions or expand on anything that you're interested in. And we estimate that this will take only about an hour, and if we go quickly, are you... Evelyn, you give me the high sign to speed it up or to slow it down here. But I could talk an hour just about this little chart up here, and I've already talked to some of you about that, but I wanted to just point out what I've done here. I've taken just a very bit of select information to show just a few things that I want to convey. Actually, there are 7 generations here. The oldest person that we have any information on is Gunnar, I guess it's Gunnar Helgeson. He was a tailor born in 1773. Now, the center of the chart, the blue spot here, is what I call our Helge. He was our Helge that came to America in 1865. And as you see, then, well, I don't know where to start here, but let's, our Helge is right here. He was the 5th child of Halvor Gunnarsson and Ossie Torstensdottir. We have a picture of Ossie Torstensdottir here that was found in Helge's trunk up on the farm. But what this is, A, is over here on the left-hand side, A through G are the various generations. We have 7 generations, Gunnar Helgeson being the oldest one. His second son then lived, and he was the father of our Helge, as well as all 10 of these children. Halvor Gunnarsson and Ossie Torstensdottir fathered 10 children. Ingeborg must have died, well, as a girl, probably died early, no other information on her, but the eldest son, Torsten, of course, was the one that stayed on the farm, inherited the farm in Norway, and it's his descendants. This green line that I've got coming down here is the bloodline to the people that now live on the farm. All the people in yellow are people that we visited in Norway. Helge, their Helge, lived on the old farm, the old place. Their son Torsten that we stayed with for 5 days is his son, and has built a new home just down the mountain from the old folks. And you'll see that in the pictures I have later. Over here for our Helge, again, interesting things, and I won't take a lot of time, but just briefly, our Helge was the first one of these 10 kids to come to America. He came in 1865. His older sister Ingrid came in 1866, a year later. She later married Mr. Fulsus, and as many of you know, Ingrid and Fulsus were without children. They apparently adopted Helge's oldest child, Halvor, or took care of him, whatever. I have shown only the children of Helge by his first wife, Annie. Halvor, Narvi, Gundr. Gundr was my grandfather, so the red line here traces my bloodline down to my father Spencer, and down to me and my 2 sisters, Alice and Betty. So you see that our Helge and his elder brother Torsten of that generation, and then we're 1, 2, 3 generations later, I and Torsten, who received it in Norway. I think, any questions on that? I need to
I was not wondering, you said it's Gunnarsson, or Helgeson to begin with, and then Gunnarsson. How did it get?
Yes, the first was Gunnar Helgeson, and then his second son, he had a son called Helge that must have died early. So then Halvor, his second son, was the one that fathered all of these children and inherited the farm.
Gunnar, how did it get to this Helge?
Pardon?
That's what I'm...
Yeah, Gunnar Helgeson. Then the reason his name is Gunnarsson is because he took his father, Gunnar's son, Halvor Gunnar's son. And then Torsten that stayed on the farm, see, he was Halvor's son, so his name was Torsten Halvorson. If our Helge had played it straight, we wouldn't be having Skoglin reunions, we'd be having Halvorson reunions. Because his last name, he could have taken the name of his father Halvor too, Helge Halvorson.
But he took it from where he came from, what part of Norway, right?
From where he came, the name of the land. And I got that map here, the map of it all, and the Skoglin land. So he chose, when he came to America, he chose to take the land.
Yeah, on the map, Skoglin River and everything.
Yeah, Skoglin was great. So we should have, if he had played the way they did in the old country, it would have been Halvorson's. And on his, pardon? Okay, and on the tombstone, his wife, who says, what fact he goes by that? It's Helge H. Skoglin. Helge, so his real name is Helge Halvorson Skoglin, our Helge. And that, so he did keep that original name too. But the other information, again, you're all aware, he came in 1865, older sister is 56, and he apparently sent over, and his older brother Gundr and his younger sister Mari came to America in 1871. These four children out of these 10 came to America. And we just are happy today to see that the Hagens that are joining with us are descendants of Mari. Mari married a Hagen. Mari was a Hagen. And Mari, I think, was Marvin's grandmother, right?
Did Torsten have any children then? You got her in Torsten?
This Torsten?
Yeah.
Yes, Torsten. As you come down the line, see, the line comes down. Torsten had 3 children, Oliver, Ossie, and Elias, or however you say it. And you'll see later on here too, the pictures that I have. We know that Art Helge went back to Norway in 1914. And he took a picture of the farm. And on that picture are his brother Torsten, his wife Ellie, and their son Oliver and his wife Marie, and their daughter Ossie. This Elias here, she died at just the age of 1, just over 1 year. So these are the 3 children of this person in the chart. And of course, then there's Oliver that stayed in Norway. He had these 6 children, all 6 of these. And this Torsten died at the age of 12, 15 to 27, so obviously we didn't see him. But we did visit every one of these others. The other 5 sons of this Oliver, we visited their relatives. And the son here, and of course you go down to the last generation, here, Helge, the little 2-year-old boy, you'll see that we had a kind of a love affair going, he and I. And he's of the same generation as our son and daughter. Enough of that for now. We'll come back to that. So I need to get back here and put this away. This is the letter that we got, as I said, we left from Minneapolis first week in June. This finally got this letter from Torsten. Glenn, do you want to read that?
If I can read, we hope that this will come out larger, but it says, "Thank you for your letters. I am sorry that I haven't wrote to you before. As you must understand, I am a bad writer, so I hope you will forgive me. We are very pleased to learn that you are of Norway at June 15th, that it is the best time of the year to visit this part of the world. So we'll be very pleased to have you here at Skoglin, and hoping you can be our guest for some day. I don't know how you have planned your trip, but I am hoping I can reach you at the airport and that you can come with us to Egedal. If you want us to, I can even drive you to the Sunnhordland area and try to give you a guide for some days in order to find Lynn's family roots there. It is about 1 day's drive from Egedal to Sunnhordland. I hope it is time for you to send us a letter with your flight number and estimated time of arrival. I guess you are landing at the Gardermoen Oslo Airport or the Fornebu Airport, also in Oslo. I think all the direct flights overseas are landing at the Gardermoen. It is about 2 hours driving from Egedal to Oslo, as it is not so far. An airmail letter from the U.S. to Norway takes normally 7 to 8 days, so I hope that there are time enough for you to send us a letter. You can also call us at the telephone number and so on and so forth. We are all looking forward to seeing you, and we hope you will have a fine time here. Sincerely, Torsten Skoglin. So we were very excited to get that letter.
Just about a week before we left. And, so this then is just a shot of the map. I've got the full maps up here, any of you that are going to Norway want to see, but here again, you see Oslo to the center right, and as you go on up the Egedal, you're coming out then to the left and down, you come down to the town of Drammen, right below the 82 there, and then you turn back up. Lynn, maybe you use the pointer and I'll run it. You get the stick on the stick, Lynn. Yeah. From Oslo to Drammen, and then up to the left there, to Hakasund, and you turn north and you get to Amat, right up there, Amat. Then you take a left, a little lower there, a little lower, Amat. Then you go left, right up that road up there. Go to the left and up, sir. To the left. Amat, right?
Amat's in the middle of that, a little higher. There. Oh,
yeah, you come up here to Amat. And then you go right on up the valley, up at Egedal Valley. And here's Sigdal. A lot of you have heard of Sigdal. Sigdal and Egedal. And you go up, and here's a place called Nedre Egedal. Nedre means lower Egedal. And that's hardly a town at all, you know, it's just a few buildings. Then up here is Egedal. And in Scotland, you go out, just a little cross there shows the church. They mark every church in the map in Norway. And as you go on up just northwest about 2 miles, and that's where the Scotland farm is. And I didn't, because they messed up in my slide, but I got a large-scale map here of Agedal that shows every building and shows the Scotland land and the Scotland creek. So you can take a look at that if you're interested afterwards. This is just another of the same, and just up a little further. Okay, here it is. We called Torstein and got up, and this is Main Street in Agedal. And that is Torstein, the descendant of Helge's older brother, Torstein. He lives in the farm there, and that's his little boy, Per Helge, is the one I said that we fell in love the minute we met, and we just had a great time there. So the Agedal Main Street there on the left, the Agedal Church is just over to the right on the same side here. And that road, if you go right through Main and Agedal, is pointing straight north, and it bends off to the left and goes on up to Skoglin. And you see the mountains in the back, it's just about the way they look. This then is when it's in Torstein's home. Maybe Lynn, you want to?
Okay, this is Bjork, and that's the mother of her Helga, and then this is her daughter, Anita. She was married before.
And our Torstein in his home. And this little Per Helge, again, he's so special to me because every time I asked him to smile, you know, so when I take the picture, so the minute he saw me bring the camera out, it's hard to get a natural, because he'd screw up his face and just make a face for me, because it was so funny, but here you see some of, this is in Torstein's home, again, a very new, modernistic home, right down the mountain from the parents' place, and the parents' place, by contrast, again, is old and quite rustic, but extreme contrast. There's Papa and little boy, and his little teddy that he carried all the time, too, sitting there in the living room. And there's the three of them all together in the same place. And that's Anita and her boyfriend. The second day we were there, they were taking off. You know, these Norwegian people, they live pretty good. They were going for a weekend trip down to Cyprus. Yeah.
She's graduated. She and a bunch of girlfriends.
Yeah, not with him, no. But that's great. This then is their Helge. This is Torsten's parents, Helge and Ingeborg. And they're standing on the steps of the old place. And that's the same site, the same place that Helge left from and visited again in 1914. And we have heard since Lynn has got mail that he had a slight stroke just before we were there, but he was still up and around and good. But he had a more severe stroke after he left, so we understand that he is in a wheelchair right now. But Lynn, I think you should tell them about this.
Well, this is the inside of Helge and Ingeborg's home, and this is their coffee table. As you can see, they use their coffee table for coffee. It's about probably 2 feet off the floor, and it's a lot longer than our coffee table. And they feed you to death over there. And this, of course, is Helge and his grandson, Per Helge, and Ingeborg, Torsten. And then this is Torsten's daughter's son, Thomas. When they start 3rd grade, they start speaking English. And he was just going to start 3rd grade, so he didn't speak any English. And this, of course, is some of these open-faced sandwiches that they serve. Maybe some of you have been to Norway and they serve these beautiful open-faced sandwiches that are so good. Fruit.
That's a real natural look for her. Yeah, okay. This again is Agedal Valley. Now this is not exactly from Torsten's place, but as you go around the mountain and look down, you see the church right there in the middle of the picture, and the business place we saw right across the street to the right. But that's about all there is to the town of Agedal. But again, the valleys are just beautiful because they're lush and green, and as you go up the mountains, the green gets lighter and lighter. That's about the height that the Skoglin farm is above Agedal Valley. There now is the Agedal Lutheran Church right across the street from where they were standing there. A lot of tombstones around it, and we found that one of Torsten's aunt's husband, Osla, is a caretaker of the church there, and you'll see some pictures of him. This is inside the church, the pulpit on the left, of course. And see my little buddy Pierre Helge sitting up there at the altar rail.
I just want to say that the inside of the Egedal Church is patterned after the Oslo Cathedral, the altar area. And in this book, I've got an article about the Oslo Cathedral and some pictures of Egedal Church, and then some pictures of the priest at the Oslo Cathedral. John was very privileged to get to read the gospel text in English in the Oslo Cathedral. We have a distant relative that was a parish worker there. And so we really had a neat experience that day, and there's some pictures in this album showing that.
That's just a close-up. You see the crucifixion above and the Last Supper down below, and the inscription, and my buddy Pierre Helge.
That must be in gold.
It's gold type girl.
Okay.
This is Osla, and he made this bowl, and he gave it to us. So you can take a look at that. He's a carpenter.
And he's the wife, he's the husband, married to one of Torstein's aunts. Kari is her name, and she was on that chart, and she is the postmistress in Egedal. Okay, I'm going to, just pardon me, pull that out.
And what's your last name?
Haugen.
Haugen.
Haugen, yeah.
Well, you can remember that, Norman.
I want to see this is also, as I mentioned, now I want to get this other slide that we had before. You see Osla, number 5, that's what he had. He's married to Kari, which is one of the sons and daughters of Halvor, and of course it's, And so we've been, again, all those people in yellow you're going to be seeing pictures of here shortly. This is Torsten and Ellie. That was Helge, our Helge's brother, Torsten and Ellie. Now I'll show you again, back up to the chart. You see they're up there on line C, number 2. That was Torsten and his wife Ellie. They're great. And that you'll see on this picture that was taken this morning by Helge, our Helge, in 1914. And then the other is Halvor. Now that was their Helge's mother and father. This is a picture of a couple of pictures
That's Helge's brother and wife.
Yeah, that is Torsten and Ellie. That's that same couple.
And this is Helge's mother.
Yes.
And that short picture at the last reunion, we have identified it. That was Helge's mother.
With that
Yeah, that was
a
on.
picture that we sent back, and a young lady I'm writing to, she asked the uncle and sent me the reply just before we came. So that's who it is.
That would be the lady up there on row B. She was married Ossie Torsten's daughter.
Great grandma, right there. That's that lady.
That's that lady right there.
And this is the young lady I wrote to, and this one, and this is the uncle that gave her the information to write back to me.
Okay, we'll go fast. That's them again. Just photos of pictures.
All right, we'll start there, Don.
Yeah. Okay, that is Oslo again. Well, then maybe you want to. Okay, real good.
That's the man that made the bowl.
That's the man that made the bowl, and that's Torstein's aunt Kari, that is the postmistress there, their husband and wife, and that's Haugen, right. And that is Tora, another one of Torstein's aunts, and her husband Arnie. And they have that daughter Annie that's been writing, and Annie wants to come to America so bad. We'd love to have her as an exchange student, but her dad Arnie doesn't think he wants to let her go.
Her last name is Friedenberg.
Why is she afraid she's going to get
They're not come back, I suppose, they're not wanting to come back, yeah. But, and that view is really nice, but then what they are, see, he's caretaker of the church, and you'll see the Egdall Church right out behind. That's there looking out over their deck and patio there, and looks right out over the Egdall Church to the back, and the mountains in the background. They're right down there in that Egdall. We could be looking at Skoglin out there in the background, I don't know. Another picture of them and Lynn.
This is Annie Friesberg, the young lady I've been writing to. And then that's her mother, Cora. And then this is her other granddaughter, Solveig. And then this is Cora's other sister, Kari. When they found out I was so excited about their costume, a bunad, why Torsten, before we went to lunch at this lady's house, he had them all get their bunads on so that they surprised us when we came in. And so that's why we have them all, because they usually wear these only holidays.
Yeah, our sons and Norway
And you can see that that's the churchyard, because they're right off to the right there. You can see the tombstones in the churchyard, so it's a beautiful scene, even though it doesn't look over a cemetery. That then is sitting in their living room. Their picture one is just over to the left, and everybody's sitting around. That's again Osla and Arnie there, and Lynn and Kari and all of them. And Thorstein holding my buddy Per Helge and his wife Björk. And again sitting around and eating. And that's another one that I got on. Somebody else took a picture. You did, yes. Good picture. Good picture. Me and Per Helge. Per Helge, yeah, we were together whenever we could make it. Hey.
Okay, now you want to start with this?
Yeah, that is Thorstein's oldest aunt, Ellie, right there, and her husband, Ola, and their daughter, the tall blonde young lady, Marie. So Marie and Thorstein would be cousins. And
This is their home, outside their home, where we went for lunch again.
it's another uncle, that's Olaf, O-L-A-B, again, a brother to Thorstein's father. Yeah.
And his wife Anne.
And there again, this is taken again in Thorstein's home. There you see, just finished real well, all four of us. This then is Thorstein's older sister, Odd. She is married to this man, I think he's a accountant. Yeah, I went to their home down in Vickerson there. Again, the Norwegians are doing very well. They had an indoor swimming pool in their home, beautiful pool, and these three children. And again, the lady there, she was just confirmed, young lady Ossie. And she just been confirmed. And of course, they get their bunad when they're confirmed that everything goes as planned. And she was just real proud and based on their two children, Kristen and Morton. Yeah.
These bunads with the jewelry and everything cost about $2,000 because everything is hand embroidered, and there's usually special women in the community that do this. This young lady I've also been writing to. It's so nice because they write English.
I just took another picture of her with their eyes open. Real sweet little girl.
Right. Solia.
This is one of the old churches. We got some literature on here. It goes back to the 1600s, but it's in the same parish. Just like here in, in North Dakota, you have one pastor for 4 churches. They got the same thing there. Still using it. It's called it's botanist. And we hit there on a real rainy day, but it's the oldest one in that parish of 4 churches. Same pastor services all of them. And we pulled up and it was locked up, and so we were looking in the windows, and pretty soon we got a pickup truck comes down the road. And first I talked to the guy in Norwegian and said, hey, we were just somebody from America wanted to see it. So my mother's got the key, so he turned around and back up there, and pretty soon this elderly lady came down, and she had the key. And the key was such a key that I said, I gotta get a picture of that. And you see the lock there. And of course, it's very simple. The key just went in that lock, and all the key does, that projector bar on the key, it just turns over just a big lever and or a big bar that just rises out of a notch. But so anyway, we got into that. That's a botanist, B-A-T-N-A-S, and I can show you on the map I got there. It's just It's just down, just off the Sigdal Road to the west a little bit. Yeah, the Precipice is the other church too. Here's a building that was built back, I guess around World War II times or a little before, built totally with money sent from Norwegians in America, sent to build a facility for the elderly in Norway because things were they were really poor and things were tough there then. And I just dare to speculate that I bet our Helgi probably made a significant contribution to the construction of this building. The sense has been Norway isn't poor anymore, as you might say, with all the North Sea oil. So the building is sitting abandoned now, and they're having a real struggle as to whether or not they can tear it down or let it go or whatever. It's sentimentally involved with a lot of people, and all of the American dollars have really built it. Okay, here's my buddy. It rained a lot when we were there. The pictures, didn't turn out as good as I liked and everything, but it rained a lot. Torstein just finished his new home, so he just planted grass out there. But they let the kids go out and play. They don't worry about things. But it's so funny. He's out here digging in the mud with his truck. And as I just sat back in the patio there watching him, the next shot, he got up to come on over. And look at that smile. His left foot is about up to halfway up to his knee in something like quicksand. And he couldn't get out. He was trying to walk, and I was talking to him, and he was smiling at me. So I turned around, and he smiled. And he literally was stuck. He couldn't come out. So Mama came to the rescue, and she put on her boots and went out there and pulled him out of the mud. But he is a cute guy. And here again, the family picture with the cat, too. The cat's name is Puss.
In Puss.
In Puss. Yeah. Okay, got just a few more here in this picture.
Find out if they attend church regularly or is it just on holidays? They just attend on holidays, unfortunately. They're very happy to show you the inside of the church. They keep it very nice. The only time it's important to them are marriages, baptisms, confirmation, and they just rarely go to church.
Many of the churches belong to the state anyway.
They all do.
They always got, so they always got, and so of course there's a lot of people there that come in. They keep up, right? I mean, the state keeps them up.
Right.
That's what I heard.
Again, this is another part of Torstein's home. They spend a lot of time too at the table. But I like the shot because as you look out of their dining room window, you look up the mountain and you see the barn and the home up there, the old place where his parents lived.
Oh, that's
Yeah, that's it. I've got better pictures of that just a little later here. Yeah, 2 old houses and the barn. And you see that, again, it's interesting, Torstein built this house all out of wood harvested off the Skoglin property. They cut down the pine trees and took them down to the mill, made the wood, and then he built his home out of it. You got a rose mold corner cabinet there, and of course the floor is all built with quarry tile with radiant heating on the floor, so you come in and take off your socks and your shoes at least, and a nice warm floor. There again is fair healthy in the mud. We had a lot of fun with that. That's the old house out there at the left is just kind of up the road between Torstein's and the folks' place, and it was an old milk house. They used to have all kinds of cattle on the farm, and Torstein's mom milked all the cows, and Torstein's father, they tell too, that Helgi was as farmers go in Norway, he was a very progressive farmer. He was the first one in Egedal Valley to have a tractor, but I just comparing it with my knowledge of American farming, he didn't buy that tractor until 1956.
Do they keep animals now?
No animals now, and just a very little grain farming either. Okay, here's a picture. Yeah, this is a picture that I took of the old place now. The barn on the right, and the farm, the house that Helgi and his Ingeborg, his parents live in. But you see a tractor sitting there now, it's modern.
And there's another house up on the end.
Yeah, that's the old house. They're about ready to tear that down, I guess.
And these are the strawberries.
Yeah,
Barely see them.
you see more of those.
They're the what? Starboard. Oh.
Oh, starboards, yeah.
S-T-A-R-B-U.
What they use them for?
They used to use them for grain. And they're from the 1700s. They never tear them down, but now they're used for junk.
Granary bins they were,
Yeah,
Keep
so-
them off, straight off the ground.
Now this is the slide of that picture that we got in Mayville 2 years ago that that it was found up in that old trunk in Helge's attic, you know. And that's what he took. When we took that over there, it was at 8 by 12 inch. He took it over there and showed it to them and said, "Oh yes, that this was taken when he was there in 1914." And yeah, we want to start there. That gentleman there is Helge's brother Torsten, and their daughter Ossie in the middle, and then Torsten's wife Ellie, yes. And then their son Oliver with the horse, and Oliver's wife Marie over there by the barn. And we're just speculating that of course was taken. That man we don't know over there. You see all kinds of sheep behind him there, and there's all kinds of buildings up behind the house out there. You go back and see it the way it is today. You see they've cut a road in up there and everything else. The barn, the old barn was tore down. This is the new barn, but it's still right on the same site.
Same pattern almost.
Yeah, same pattern. And you look at the house is the back in the middle one there is the same shape. See, you can put a extra porch on the front and everything. Yeah. Here's another one coming up a little closer. That is really closer. And you see the house there sticks up above the mountain as compared to that there. So try to get the same shot as we had before. And they cut the road through since then. And then I just got up a little closer to see these people. You get a little more personality out of them for the close-up. There again you can see the sheep thing there and stuff up behind there. It just, I'm sure it was the photography, but it just looked so much more barren and poor.
Don?
Yes.
Is that the place that is called Skoglin then?
Yes,
What does that mean?
Scotland means hurt land. Hurt land. H-U-R-T, hurt land. Yeah.
Hurt or damaged?
Damaged, yeah.
They had a fire at one time apparently in, I don't know if it was the 1600s, and that's why they named it that.
Those are the granaries.
Those are the so-called starters. I don't know why they built the second story wider than the first. You know, that's the way they built buildings in early America to fight Indians. But
Probably so much so they could get chutes to get that grain out by coming out on the outside.
probably, or the ventilation, I don't know which. But you see, they were turned here. They turned 90 degrees. Before they were around the side of the barn. Now they turned, rotated them. But they're still buildings that go back to the original times. Now, you asked about the Skoglin farm. Actually, there's two. Those of you that got a copy of that genealogy that we brought with us 2 years ago, you see there was a Skoglin North and a Skoglin South. That's Skoglin North, and that's Skoglin South over here. Skoglin South is no longer in the Skoglin family at all. It was sold off.
Long time ago, and is now unoccupied.
It is.
But the lady that is a distant relative by marriage that was a parish worker at Oslo Cathedral, her name was Olaf Karen Skoglin. She was born on Skoglin South.
And those of you that are interested, you'll want to look at this map we have of Egedal and the valley there, because I asked Torstein to draw on that map the approximate area of the Skoglin North. And he's done that, and you'll see on that map that it reaches all the way down to the valley where the river is, and then it comes all the way up the mountain. And Torstein, being a carpenter, has built a whole bunch of cabins up on the mountain that they rent out. Way up that steep part there, yeah. The land next down to just a very narrow strip to get through, and then it spreads out again up on the mountain. And people from Oslo and Drammen and those things, they come up and rent those cabins on the weekends and stay up there. And it's, again, beautiful. The next shots are going to be, which we just kind of going around the mountain after you're taking pictures looking back down at the farm. That's a little closer. You see Skoglin South in the foreground. And the houses, and you see Torstein's house down the mountainside, right over there where we live. And he's got a Volkswagen truck there. Strange to see Volkswagen in Norway, you know.
It looks like the end of the power line.
Could be, or that's just better where they brought power into that line. Oh, it goes on over to the right, yeah.
It's smaller lines, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably
But,
underground.
and then we took this the last night that we were there. You see Torstein's house down the upper right. And Torstein took me up, you know, he got kind of emotional towards the end there. He said, you know, Don, he said, you're like a brother I never had. And he wanted to, the last night Lynn stayed down with Bjork. She was, I guess I mentioned at the beginning, before we even got there, Bjork couldn't speak English too well, so she made Torstein promise that he'd never go and leave us, or any of us, alone with her. But by the time we'd been there 5 days, she came to trust us too. So the last night, Torstein and I just took off together. He wanted to take me up on the mountain where they had harvested a lot of wood, and where it sort of sentimental to him. And Lynn stayed with George and them. But this was right up on the mountain, looking right straight down on top of the farm, as you can see. And the tractor and the old house on the right, the stoppers over there on the left in the background, and then the old folks' home, and then the barn. I don't know, Lynn, you wanted to say something about that farm machinery.
Well, it just seemed that when we first went up there for dinner one night, why there was a big flatbed truck coming up the road, and here he had this piece of some kind of a rake on it. And in this setting, it just seemed so unreal to have this modern equipment being unloaded. You know, when we're here and everything is so old, the old merged with the new. And it was just almost hard to comprehend. When you first went there, you felt very strange. But then the longer you were there, the more you became a part of the whole setting. And so it became a very emotional experience for Don and I. And we felt when we got the pictures that they really weren't very good because we could not capture what we were feeling. And it's just really hard to describe that the emotional relationship that we developed with these people over there.
Which of those houses is the one that Helgi Skoglin was born in? The one in the middle or the other big one?
I think that one right there, yes. That was the one they were living in when he was back in 1914. But when he was born in 1843, I really don't know for sure where he was born. They said that the one on the right is the oldest house, so that could have been the first one. And the oldest photographs we have are 1914, so I'm not sure where he was born. But I did get the feeling, and in this whole experience in the last 5 years that we started tracing our genealogy, I played this game, as I've shared with many of you, of trying to walk a mile in our healthy shoes and trying to maybe feel what was going through his head as he was 22 years old when he decided in 1865 to come to America. And we sat up here in the mountain that night, the last night before we left. I just wondered if Helgi, in fact, hadn't went up on that mountain and sat and pondered whether he should, stay in Norway or whether he should come to America, or as he looked down and realized, to go that far away, will he leave his mother and father and the 9 brothers and sisters that he had? And I would imagine he'd have had a lot of feelings and misgivings as he pondered that decision. But
you suppose the old houses were logged, that might be born in and they deteriorated and then they built it. I have no idea if it was log houses.
yeah, it sure could be.
Yeah, they didn't treat the logs like the house or the
Even the Egedal church that's there is not the one that Helgi was baptized in. They replaced that, but the chancel furnishings, many of them came from the old church.
They used a lot of wood. You've seen that kit, they used a lot of wood. They used a lot of wood.
Yeah. Now here's another view trying to get a feeling for where the Skoglin setting. This is quite a ways away, but the farm over on the right edge is Skoglin North, our Skoglin farm, right there. And you see the valley going up to behind that. And Skoglin South, I think, was up there. Yeah, I get several. Now this moves over to the Skoglin North is right there at the center left. Yeah, and Skoglin South is over to the right of there, yes. But again, you get the kind of idea of the setting there. Yeah, as far up as you can get and still have some crops, because they did farm that portion in there that's light green, but mostly woods. And the higher you go, the less valuable it is. This I just use a close-up and I can zoom and cut in, and again you see a lot closer shot of north and south. It looks a little more dramatic. They have a neat way to clean all of their barns over there. Notice where they have the dairy portion is all concrete, the white portion, they're all like that. And then in the wintertime, I spent a couple winters on the farm cleaning barns and didn't like it too well. They just get dumped the portion that's on stilts. They just use that in the wintertime. They just dump all the manure and the waste down through a hole and just let it collect under the barn and clean it all away in the spring, so they're not hauling manure out in cold weather. I just wonder why we didn't think of that here when I was down. But we didn't have that many mountains to build our barns on here. Again, just another shot as we went down the mountain here looking up at Skoglin. And we're getting ready to say goodbye here. It's a pretty good shot of Torstein's home again. See all his handiwork all the time. Sitting in his living room and the dining room, that old gross small corner cabinet.
It belonged to his grandfather.
And my buddy and I guess it's Torstein's mom and Ingeborg. She came down and she gave everybody exchanges presents. They gave presents.
And this is the plate that was in that present. Oh. So we can look at it.
Egedal Church, right?
And Skoglin, which is an artist's home, and the artist many years ago bought land from the Skoglins, and that's what his famous artist museum and so forth is on top of the mountain there. And that picture is also on this plate.
And that's the patio door there that goes out. And just a little better picture. Can you get a feel of the view from there? Between the dining and living room there, you just look out to the yard and through the mountains. They gave us Norwegian flags, of course, as we left. And my little buddy again I kept teasing, he had a big N on the back of his tricycle there. I kept telling him that stood for Nebraska. And out in front of his house, again, last shot again, goodbye. Torstein and Georg again, just as we got ready. I kind of have the feeling here that this is about the place where Harry Elke wanted to come with us in the little Volvo that we rented, and Daddy was hanging on to it, but he went to climb in the car, he wanted to go. Yeah. I think that's the last one. This is just a shot of a map of Oslo, and the Oslo Cathedral there at the lower right, it's right at the end of Main Street. And it's just compliments of golden arches, you see a couple of those there. I think that's the end. Okay, there's just a couple closing shots of this is my parents in their living room, Spencer and Bernice Skoglin, taken at Easter time. And this is Spencer, my mother and dad, and my two sisters, Alice on the right and Betty next to dad. She lives in Omaha. Alice lives over here in Washburn. All right, and I think that is it. Thank you for listening.
I asked that question when we were there, and they really couldn't answer it, except somewhere between the 15th, 17th, 18th century, Norway was owned by different people, some the Danish people and the Swedish people, and the people wanted something changed in the name instead of somebody's son all the time, and so they started to become more unique. They had a lot of business exchanges between other countries, Germany and so forth, and so people were changing the spelling of their names.
So they said that is how they presumed that they changed the spelling. Theirs is spelled S-K-A-L-L-A-N-D, and Helgi apparently decided to take the name of the farm. And somewhere between great-great-grandparents, they have it spelled a lot of different ways. I've written them down in the book, probably 6 different ways in this one book that was translated for us. So that's about the best I can answer on that.
In this country, we land, and they're the name of after the community, so we got land. We got land. Well, I always thought it was Skoglin. We always said that. That's the way we always thought, grandparents Skoglin. We always said that when we were kids. That's because we heard them say it.
I would guess that Helgi, when he came over at 22, his name had been Skoglin over there all the time. So I suppose legally he wrote Skoglin to take it. Yeah, but he probably still pronounced it Skoglin.
Yeah, that's right. Written Skoglin, but pronounced Skoglin. Well, this is what I wrote now in the minutes. I put program turned over to Don Skoglin and his wife from Omaha, Nebraska, grandson of Governor Skoglin. They showed slides taken when they visited in Norway. They gave us the history of the Skoglin family of 7 generations back. Also made pictures of the home plays and churches of Helgi Skoglin. It was very interesting. It seemed like we were there in Norway with them.
I would also mention that we have the genealogy thing that Torstein sent us that we had and handed out to you last year in Norwegian. We have had that translated, and we have some copies of that. So Lynn has some of those, and we don't have enough to go around, pardon me. And so if it's real important to you, we'd like you to have them. But, you want to say something?
I think we have about 16 copies that we ran off. We had a man out of the Sons of Norway in Minneapolis that does this, and so we paid him to translate this because we were very, very interested. So I'm not sure just how to distribute these or whatever, but I'll put them out here and you can have copies made or whatever you want to do. But it does explain a lot about the land and how it came all the way from the 1500s. And Torstein had sent us this in Norwegian when he had answered that letter after a year and a half.
I'll just leave this slide on here of the 7 generations if you're interested in seeing more of that, or if you want to see the